Guys.
Let's. There is. There is Alex. uh, so this morning I want to introduce my other half of this community, and I want to discuss how it feels moving from London to. Mitä sä säädät? Ihan mahdoton. How it feels moving from London, a mega city, to Paltamo, a quiet small town.
It's quite shocking.
Hmm.
The size of the amount of the people and the service you'll get in this small town over here compared to London metropolitan city. Also, the services you could get 24/7 in a metropolitan city. It's you kind of you kind of forget how much life is easy when you can just through the app you can order whatever you need directly to your doorstep without needing to step outside, and that's it 24/7 services. Rather over here, you need to think, you need to plan ahead when you go to the big city what to buy, so you don't forget, so you don't do the trip many times. So that's that's relatively new for me to plan ahead every time you go to the big city, which is Kayani. to buy everything you need for the week or things like that. Yeah.
Do you think, I will stop you there, you say that how much easier life is, but do you think it's let's look at the whole picture. Maybe shopping is easier in London. That I do agree.
If you got money, yes.
Yeah, but like life in general, I think that there comes the difference between a city and like a country town, where you might have to plan more, you have to organize more, but when you get it, like you have a structure, like, okay, this is how we do things, then I argue that life is easier here in the countryside. What do you think? You can disagree.
I can't really compare which side is easier because it's how I view it. It's completely different. I would rather say whether this small town or another small town, which one is easier. Then it's easier to compare than metropolitan city and a countryside town because they both have own challenges, and I find it hard to compare. And it's just about which one is easily is if your workplace is in a big city, so you kind of need to be close to workplace, or your family ties or something is tying you to be there. But otherwise, it's relatively hard, I would say, to compare which one is easier. They both have both own challenges and own good things.
Well, would you like to say, Alex? Alex is always. I will at some point. What is it? Deny you of talking about problems. This is a solution podcast. We know the problems, but let's go to solutions. But would you like to share with us what life was like in London? And then
very hectic.
Yeah, then we can compare.
It's very hectic. You don't have any privacy. It's crowded everywhere all the time. It's insane when the mega city, it's like comparison to the small town over here. It's like 20, well, it's from the end to end of the city would be like 20 kilometers, but and you can fit 10 million people between that. It's just building after building after building, and they will build a new apartment or flat building. Every single inch you have a space, you will build something. So it's overcrowded, I would say. It just the infrastructure of the city cannot hold the amount of people is there. It's simply overcrowded. So that's why I find it too much. It's the thing is over there. It's, as I said, when for shopping wise, you got lots of apps. It's life is easier. However, it's not. It's easier. Yeah, why? Because there are so many people who are doing it. That's why it's fast. But then when you need something, when you physically need to go there, then you realize that every single person over there is actually doing something in the city. So then it's kind of like piling up of the about the crowdness, and it's overwhelming the services like the shoppings, the healthcare, the roads, the trains, the public transport. So yeah, I found it the last 2 3 years it's a bit too much, and everything changed after COVID. To be fair, in London at least. Before that used to be much better, but after that it just changed. I don't know why or how. Can't wasn't though. It's not that easy explain how it changed, but it's just about putting aside about the cost of living. Obviously, it's triple price to live there in in a room or double room compared to the rest of the country. Rather than in Helsinki, you could get a studio flat for the same amount of money you get there a tiny single room, like box room, which literally would be just your bed and that's it. Um, so yeah, I don't. When you're young, when you're early 20s, it's the best time of your life. But then when after 25, when you're getting close to 30, it's like that. It's enough. I want to kind of have my own space, my own peace, own privacy. Yeah.
I hear some British folks aren't taking too kindly to the Muslim chaps. Well,
I think it's over there is it's easier to say based on the videos you see, but in reality, when you go there, when you live among the English or British and the immigrants over there, in the big cities, you don't feel discrimination much, or depends. Obviously, there is everywhere there is, but in a small towns, you can feel it sometimes. However, compared to Finland, it's paradise to Britain comparing how people are reacting towards immigrants rather than, for example, in a small or let's say entire Eastern Europe and Finland along the way. It's completely different. Like these countries, it's more like systematically rather than over there is because it's overcrowded. It's not about they hating the guys. It says they say it's too much. We have already, and it's getting too much. And when I live there now over a decade, I can kind of relate with them. It's a bit too much. You instead of putting a solution to having an asylum over there, I think the best solution would be fix the root problems. Obviously, certain people don't want to do that, so that's why they want to have this loop going on, so the people will still suffer because for their own agenda. um, and then yeah. So in the both sides, they are suffering of it obviously different way, but still kind of suffering, and they're not happy, but because of the one person who's kind of like ruling things, I would say. But no, it's not. It's not generic that they would hate the Muslims over there, or the immigrants, or the foreigners. Obviously, there's always a bad apples in a basket, and I fully agree with that. So if you do some crime and you get jailed, so after that deport them straight away. No need to be there anymore, because if someone, it's like someone opens their home's door for you to come in. It was,
Onko se työjuttu? Voiko se laittaa äänettömällä?
and yeah, open the door for you to come home. They will feed you. They will put a roof on top of your head, and then after that, what you do? You steal the home? No, of course not. So there's many people who are very very grateful, but because they're not, how should I say? It's they don't want to put it out in videos on social media. So that's why certain videos, certain way of videos on social media, it just get explodes, because human beings loves drama, and when they see videos like that, they're like, wow, it's just, yeah, everybody loves drama. It's, yeah, if it's something dramatic on social media, it will blow up.
Okay. Well, maybe the topic we can also discuss. Maybe we should like discrimination, racism. We did actually discuss the cultural differences and how that affects feelings of safety and feelings of trust. I think that's where we started when we started discussing racism in Finland. What does that look like to you, or discrimination?
It's, they judging you even before they speak to you, and they don't want to speak to you because you are the foreigner. It's yeah, it's very back-minded, like,
yeah, but especially in the countryside, like, okay, let's say. But do you think also in Helsinki?
In Helsinki, you might get drowned between the people, and because there's already lots of foreigners over there, so they kind of like get used to it. But for example, if you want to go get a job, something like that, no, it's same. I would say the same. And I think in the countryside, it might be actually better, because the people in countryside are,
they will get to know you, like,
yeah,
personally.
yeah,
They will, like, first they are afraid to even look at you, or maybe they stare. Then they're like, okay, this guy keeps like staying here, showing his face or her face. And then when there is a situation where you have to interact, because in small towns, in small places, maybe you have a shared hobby, something, and then people are like, that's actually a nice guy, and then they like, you have to just break the ice and somehow let yourself be known.
That's one way, yeah.
And maybe, and I know that it is uncomfortable to go to places and then somehow like everyone is reacting to you. But if you keep going and you're just like, okay, I'm here, then they get used to you.
Well, that's the thing, yeah, and I find it as well also in Finland, that the people in countryside are kinder. So even for the discrimination wise, it might be better to live in a countryside rather than in a big city, because over here they would personally know you rather than a big city. You're just part of the one category. That's it.
Yeah, one cultural category, or like you look the same. Trump loves to be what is it? Peddling the propaganda that Muslims haven't taken over. What is this? What? I am.
Trump loves to put propaganda Muslims haven't.
What do you mean, Alex? Not many people. Or like, was it supposed to say have taken over? Have, yeah.
I have. So there is a lot of Muslims in UK, generally in UK, because I think I found it that way, that the way British government, the structural works is to allowing everybody to be there. So it kind of, if it says no to one, it has to say no to all of it. So I think that's why they might struggle, why there's one certain group is more than the others. But to taking over them, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that's also. I think there's this narrative of like Muslims taking over Finland. Like there's so many in the capital region that now they are building what is it?
Well, the mosque.
Yeah, mosques, and there's like now kindergartens have to teach or like celebrate Islamic holidays. But I think that um, the same I think the same approach. If there is a country that is or before has been very set on like this is how we do things. Mm, maybe it's a bit different. Britain is an empire. Finland is a back country. I think the difference is that we have been living in our great solitude because we are so far back. But Britain has been living in its own solitude because it has been such a great power.
Yeah.
And then maybe the narrative of like we are a nation, we are like this, whatever the reason, and then there comes variety, diversity. People are not used to mixing religions. Like, okay, actually, this religion and this religion can coexist and be just as important. And something, I think the same dialogue is also if we talk about feminism. It's like, oh, no, the women are taking over and they are ruling over men. No, we just want to be equal. So I think maybe Muslims want to be equal to Christians in the collective space. Of course, there's radicalism everywhere, and there's like no religion at all, and people are radicalizing. But in general, I think that if there happens to be a mosque or Muslim holidays in a country, it has not been taken over. What do you think?
No, that's yeah. I think they say taking over because there is a certain towns or like actually a city and maybe some towns where a big majority are Muslims over there. So that's they can use that one against the narrative that is taking over. But it's 70 million people. And if it's like few millions of Muslim, or I don't know how much there is actually, but obviously less than 10%. I think it's less than 10%. So it's kind of hard to take over.
Yeah.
It's not that.
And I have to say that fools on you, because think all the countries that Britain has invaded, and we don't. Yeah, probably not everyone can. Yeah, we have the weather that keeps people off.
And there's the natural resources. That's big thing.
What? Where?
In Finland.
Natural resources.
Yeah.
Like we don't have to go elsewhere.
No. You don't, like in Finland. There is not. So other people come to take it over.
But now that everything is polluted, we actually have like people wanting to buy our water, and I think that was ridiculous to even discuss, like, hey, should we sell our
the
groundwater to some Arabs? Like, no, don't don't. Not to say that we shouldn't share, but let's not give ownership of the water and the soil we are standing on. Nationalism mentally exists everywhere, but that's a minority and a fading one at that. Yeah. But yeah, I think my point was earlier that Britain has colonized and invaded so many countries, and now if Muslims come and maybe they inhabit a town.
Yeah, but it's the reason why. For example, you see lots of Asians. So as Asians, I mean Indians and Pakistanis and Bengalis, because back after the Second World War, they literally wanted tons of workforce. So they moved over. They they rebuilt the country again, and majority then they left back home country, and then back in the 70s or 80s they came back with their families or their sons.
What are we? Okay.
So that's why it's like there's a quite a lot, because it's been a two generation, I would say. It's a second or a third generation they are there, so it's not like a new thing.
No. I'm a bit lost. After Second World War, who needed workforce?
Britain needed workforce.
Okay, so they
bring people from
India.
Caribbean, and India, Pakistan. Well,
like that
time, no. There's no slave.
Okay, but like come work here.
Yeah, workforce, yes.
Okay,
come work
but
here.
Probably cheap.
Not necessarily cheap. You need someone to build it for you. There was nobody to build it for you.
Okay.
You need the workforce for that. So you need the bricklayer, then the carpenter. You need lots of people who rebuild the country.
But didn't Britain colonize India?
They After Second World War, the India was already independent. I think it was a 48 day.
But at one point they colonized India.
Yeah,
so
obviously.
They had their tentacles there, and then their country is.
Well, because they moved to Britain, the people from that area, because people Britain had the money. So you come to move there. You go to work. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
I want.
That's of course. But can I go back one loop?
Yeah.
Why do they have money? They have money because they colonized others, and then the people they colonized are poor, so they have to work for them because they took their resources and made them poor.
Yeah, but that's long story. Long story short. Long story short, it was the U.S. who actually paid money to Britain to rebuild.
But like still, because that's what we are dealing with now. The West goes to war in the South, and then the South becomes poor. They have to go elsewhere looking for a job, and then we get cheap workforce here. Like we have someone bringing Volt food for €2. That's modern slavery.
That the company. It's not the people who's ordering. It's the company does not pay them well.
No. But like the big structures.
Like in Britain,
how can a company pay such a poor price? Is because there is someone coming from somewhere that needs to do it.
I would say the law. There's a hole in the law that allowing to do that, and they don't want to change that because for their own narrative. So I don't blame the company directly. I would blame the people who have a right to vote, because in countries like in Finland.
But I'm not blaming anyone.
I'm kind of blaming them because.
But I'm just naming the bigger picture.
Yeah, but they can change it. They can change it if you have a good MP. They can change it if they want it. If they sincerely want it, in a countries like in Europe, they can change it. Yes, So I would blame the people who have a right to vote.
Okay.
Because they are the one who elected the people to go to parliament to do their decisions.
Yeah. But like, no blaming, because human problems are so complex. And I think blaming doesn't help. It doesn't help to blame like this, like it's your fault. It doesn't help. I think naming the bigger picture and then seeing like, okay, this matters, this matters, this matters, this matters. Can I affect something? And then maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. It's always important to understand how we got here in order to answer where do we go next, even in the community building space. Yes. But I want to ask, you're from London, okay, I kind of understand, you've told me this story millions of times, and I was there with you in London. I lived there for 5.5 months. So I saw it. I had enough in 2 weeks, but then I stayed with you. You are tired of the hectic chaos. Money is always tight no matter how much you work. How long were you in London?
10.5 years.
So over 10 years. Yeah. And you went there probably looking for the British dream.
No, actually, no. I moved there to study, purely to study. So just go to uni, study there, and then come back home. That's it. That was my very first plan.
Okay.
And when I moved there the first summer, I got a job through a friend of mine, and so I worked there for the 2-3 months. I resigned, wanted to go to uni, and then they said that you didn't do the IELTS test, which is the language exam. Without passing that, well, you have to get a certain point to go to uni. So I didn't have it. I had no idea that you have to do that one. So I done that one. I didn't get enough points. I was like, fuck. Sorry. What should I do now? So I went back to work again. I worked 2 jobs, breakfast waiter, and then in a restaurant I used to work in the evenings. So I was like, wake up in the morning at 6 o'clock, come back home at 1 o'clock, have a nap for 2 hours, and then get up again, go to second work. You come back at midnight or 1 o'clock. You have a 4 or 5 hours sleep, and another. So there was a good few months like that, until the guy left, and then I went back to the old job. I had it with the higher money. But that time, because this was 2015, it was before COVID time. So I was
before Brexit.
No, but Brexit was COVID. That wasn't Brexit. Brexit was actually a good thing.
Okay.
For me or my case.
Okay.
But so I was getting 1,500 quid a month. I was living in zone 2. I was getting up one bus to my workplace, which is in central London, and door to door, 40 minutes. It might sound like, okay, what does it matter? It does matter a lot. If you take a bus, usually it takes 1.5 to 2 hours if you take a bus to work in London. It's horrible. But that was very near. It was in Paltamo.
What was near?
It's
the
near the workplace, which is in central London.
Okay.
So that time was so I was getting 1,500 quid. I could live there, and I still have money to like going out. Well, obviously you are like 22 years old, so you're going out, you're going to parties, this and that. So you could live with that, but till the end of the month. But then now, when you get 4 grand after taxes like that, you get 4 grand in your pocket, and that's still not enough. You're still struggling end of the month. It's insane. The prices went up. But yeah, so that was one thing. And I couldn't live I couldn't see myself living like not living building my life for that till the end, to be there, because I realized if I want my kids to have a decent or good education, I need to be a super rich.
Yeah, because you pay for education there.
You get paid. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's not free like in Finland.
It's a 50 grand. It's a 50 grand a year, a tuition fee from the first grade all the way to the secondary school. So it's insane of money. And I was like, I get a very good education in Finland, which is completely free.
Yeah.
Why should I pay a huge amount of money for my kid to become, or no, not become, to be able or know someone in high places? Like, no, no.
Yeah,
I
because
don't.
maybe we didn't start from the beginning, but like you are you're Finnish, like by definition you're Finnish national citizen, and you lived in Finland for how many years before going to London?
14 years.
14 years, yeah. So 14 years in Finland, then 10 years in London. So you have the privilege of just seeing that, okay, the world is crazy. I'm just gonna come back to Finland.
I did had that privilege, yes.
Yeah.
And that's it's sad to say, but even some European countries who, or the European citizens who moved to London, obviously before Brexit, they don't have uh, that uh, that thing to be able to go back to home country anymore.
Yeah, because the home country is just as
It's as
corrupted and messed up as.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to realize it's part of the United European Union, but no, it's.
But the reality is that it's happening here in Finland too. I keep reading. I have my social work account on Instagram, and I follow many colleagues in social work field, in healthcare, and all the services that used to support child protection, children in child protection, they are vanishing. They are making cuts. They are just like like removing support from the system. And in my social work studies, we didn't talk about Finland being a welfare country anymore. It hasn't been in years. It's a former welfare country. So that's how the social work looks at Finnish social security system. But we still have something. It's better than other places if you are a citizen of Finland.
Oh, you got a permanent residency.
Yeah, permanent residency.
At least a permanent residency, yeah. Well, the same thing for me when I was in Britain. If I wouldn't have had a permanent residency, for the 2 times when I was unemployed, I wouldn't get a single penny from them, which I was quite grateful. So to not to be a citizen and still get welfare funds.
Yeah.
For to be unemployed.
Yeah. Okay, but that was the situation in London. Then you're thinking, I think you mentioned to me when I came to London that you've been thinking moving back to Finland for a few years.
Yeah.
Was it like after COVID?
Yeah.
COVID was
during the COVID
hard.
time, during the lockdown time, and the COVID period, I realized that I want to be close to home. I want to be close to my family, to my friends, and I kind of like lose the edge of it's not. It was anymore like cool to be living in London. It's fuck it. Sorry, it's struggling. It's pure struggling every single day. For my case, which is quite privileged, that I can go back home and still have a decent life. So I don't have to struggle as much as like I don't have a place to live. I need to move out from this place and I have no idea where I'm gonna go. I can't find anything. So that's impossible to happen in Finland. Literally, but because there's so many places, and rather in London, no, there is.
Yeah,
you have to have so many reference to even go to check a room, which is size of this dining table, literally. So, well, it is, yeah. But so after that one, I wanted, but then the work situation in Finland was quite bad. So my friends told me that working in a similar industry.
Like right after COVID.
Yeah, right after
right
COVID.
after COVID. Yeah,
right
the
after
work
COVID,
situation was bad.
Was bad, and then when the war in Ukraine started, it got even worse. So friend of mine said, look, the many companies going down. So if you don't have a job right like straight away, don't come back. If you got work over there, stay there for now, for at least for a good few years. So that's why I stayed there.
Yeah.
And it was easier for it for there in there to stay because every day there's a new project and they just loop you in. Okay, you get some more money. Fine. Yeah, sounds good. Obviously after the tax everything is just same thing. But it kind of like keeps you in a loop, just like pulls you, not to get out of the system. And then that's why I said, look, okay, last thing was a 1 year, no matter what, I'm gonna go. And that was happy. They wanted me to stay there for even longer. No, that's it. My time is up. But I think my time was still up, no matter what, because at 10 years over there, it's quite long. And comparing to the people I used to live and and work with them the first year when I was in London, where they're probably like, well, most Europeans, obviously, but after a couple years, every single one of them moved back home country. So it was me and another friend who stayed there for this long time, but everybody else was gone already. So that's why even for myself I was like, it's just about time when I'm gonna leave the city.
Yeah, because if you stay in the loop, it keeps you there. Like you have to work really hard, extra time, always like check your bills and see if it's enough, and everything keeps like costing more. And then you pay the bills, you come home, you're stressed, and then you just
it's just the same loop
that forever.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah, and like getting out of it, I think that's where community steps in. I think that's what my community looks like at the moment. Did you have some advantage working in London, being that you are a foreigner speaking more than one language?
In London, it doesn't. In London, probably like 80%, probably would say 80% are foreigners. You get every single nationality in the world you find in London.
Yeah, there's like, no British people.
there is a British people, but you can't see them. It's because they get drawn with everyone else in the world. So it's it's a big metropolitan. Every single like I met people from, for example, Caribbeans. I never heard anybody from Aruba. What's that? I just know that from even the Hollywood movies or a poster, but no, that's actually plays like I mean actually the people from there. So it's you can't. It's the advantage for me was after before the Brexit was because of EU nationality, so you could just come and go easily. After the Brexit, because I was there before the Brexit, so I had a huge advantage against anybody else who was coming by the visa, because if you go by visa over there, you have to pay obviously the visa cost, which is like I think it was £1,000 a year, and then you have to pay for the NHS, which was another £500 or £1,000, and then now that then the previous government they increased the visa and the NHS cost to £3,000 per year, so they get less paid from the company, and then obviously because they in the visa they in the working visa to work for that work, and that working visa is purely for that company only. So the company kind of like decides how much you get paid. You can't negotiate for that because it's like we sponsor your visa, so do you want out? No, you don't. That's it. You don't. You're not in a position to negotiate. Rather, for me, it was a huge advantage because I could not negotiate because I didn't need the visa. I could freely roam in and go back and forth or between the companies over there. So it's that was a advantage for me after the Brexit. Yes.
But how about language?
Language barriers.
What
no,
languages?
Everybody speaks English. You have to speak British English, and funny thing, most of the things, if they wanted, in my field, they wanted a work experience in Britain, so you know the rules, the methods. But otherwise, yeah,
But
everybody speaks
several
English.
languages.
Yeah.
No, not English, but like you speak Finnish,
Kurdish,
English.
English, yeah.
Was that an advantage? You speak three different languages.
Speaking Finnish was a good advantage because I met some Finnish people over there.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
After a good few years, actually, when and a young guy who posted on Facebook, I said, if there's another young people around here, we just wanna grab a drink of some snacks and meet in a park. So I said, yeah, we were quite good. And through that group, I ended up in Finnish ambassador's residency event a couple of times. So that was a advantage, I would say. Another advantage was speaking Kurdish. If you go to the barber shops, you get discounted. That was a good one, and you can find in every single town.
That's so funny. They all become barbers.
Well, it's easy, yeah. But yeah, I think I would say that's the. And then, if something you don't like it, you could just say, I didn't understand what you said." That's. I think that's a classic. I would say.
Yeah, that's the advantage. But work-wise, the work language, how I understood it, that's mainly it's English.
It's English,
and everyone,
yes.
Because there's like 10, 20 different nationalities, then you have to stick with English. But maybe you mentioned that in some projects there might have been let's say a group of Romanians and only one speaks English. Then maybe if you're the one speaking multiple languages, you can be the leader of the group, so to say. So maybe sometimes it could be an advantage. Or maybe, I don't know, customer service, did you ever use your multilingual?
No, because well, there's so many people who speaks Finnish, so that's why Finnish
is useless.
It's not like if I would speak French or German or Spanish, so we could just charm people. No.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back. That's the London part. That's the London. I think we all understand by now, like why coming back makes sense. But why here? Why did you move into a community, or like I thrive to live communally? I'm like, let's open up the doors, let's share resources. That's what community means to me, and let's practice these skills. Become more self-sufficient. Why did you move into community? What's in it for you?
I've never been there, never lived there in a community, so it's experience for me. Experiment, sorry, it's experiment for me. I find it like same thing as when I moved to London. It's the same. I done things which I would never imagine myself doing things like that. And this is one of them. Just
experience.
Just experience and just go with the flow. Sorry. Taas tulee yksi työ.
No, voiko soittaa sille takaisin sitten? Voiko soittaa sitten tuohon penkille, kun se soi sitten sen pöydän?
Sorry, man.
Would you say that does it matter that we are on or in northern Finland and in the countryside?
Yes. Yeah.
Is this also an experience? Have you ever lived in the countryside?
No. Not in Finland, no.
Yeah.
Never lived in the countryside in Finland. Never been outside of the capital region, outside of capital region in Finland. So this is the first time I'm up here.
Like even first time you visit and now you just you move in. When did you move here?
Just after Christmas.
Yeah.
So a good few months.
How are you doing?
Struggling sometimes.
Yeah, this is an ongoing discussion that we have privately, but
it's
what stuff?
It's quietness. It's kind of getting under my skin, because it's been very, very, very long time that it's been this quiet. So it's kind of like struggle. Okay, this it kind of for me it sends the signals that there's no life. That's why it's.
Do you
if
mean
it's too
quiet? Do you mean quiet socially? Quiet activity-wise? Quiet of like the audio?
no noises around you.
No
Just
noises.
Yeah. So probably socials as well. It's a bit quiet. Obviously, I just moved in. Activities wise, I'm kind of been on hold for that yet because it's been quiet. But then, I don't know. I done some, or we done some as well.
Yeah.
It's okay, but it's I think it was just generally to be here and this cultural change, the lifestyle changing, completely lifestyle. It's a bit hard. I think it's harder to adjust rather than when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah, the same. But okay, just the pure remoteness and the peace and quiet of the nature is or can be disturbing. I think I have my girlfriend. She's used to living in cities, and she many times mentions that she would probably get a panic attack if she had to live here because it's so quiet. Because like what sounds calming, like calming and peaceful to her is like hearing the is it a tram? Yeah, tram, like going back and forth, and the buses and the traffic noises. And if you don't hear the traffic, you're like, what's wrong? Yeah. And I mean, London, I was there for 5 months and I was going crazy because of the traffic noises. I was like, it's never quiet. So, but maybe you listen to that for 10 years and then you take that away and you're like, where's everything? Is everything dead?
Well, that's the thing for me.
Has the world ended?
And sometimes it can be crazy, scary.
But that is an interesting thing because I admit that I'm prone to maybe pushing people into loving the nature, like just go inside the nature and love the nature, like you have to love the nature, but it might not work for everyone in that way, and I have to accept that we have cities, we have brainwashed many of our people or like humans on this earth into like you're adjusted to the city and that's your safe place. Because how I see it, when I sit outside and I hear the birds, I feel the sun, there's wind, there's the soil and the plants, it feels like home. But I'm from a small town. So I think it's a really surprising contrast to just look up close how all the things that I find like this connection to, you don't. And I'm not saying it's worse or less or bad, but it's so opposite of how I experience the world around me that it's. I think I probably have to get curious about, like, let's go outside and make you touch plants, and then I observe and I'm okay, now he's touching a plant, what's happening? Don't worry, bro, you'll get used to it. I really need that kind of change and get away from the constant police sirens, gunshots, tire burnouts, and the thug gangsta hood rats. Yeah, I can only tolerate this pooky ray rage for so long. Yeah, it's either that or the birds singing. Stop complaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that there is also the beautiful golden middle ground. Like, if this feels too remote, this is very remote. Like, even on Finnish scale, this is very remote. Maybe you would be happier living in Kajaani. Like, it's a small city. Yeah.
It's a town. It's a small town.
It's a city. It's not, city of Kajaani.
It has a title of the city, but the size and amenities is not the city.
Yeah, but you can get 24/7 McDonald's.
Yeah, but that's McDonald's. That's not compared to the city. It's not city.
I know maybe you're not familiar with the what slang term of Pookie and Ray Rays. Okay, not sure what you mean. Okay. Pookie Ray Rays. We don't have to know. We don't have to.
I had to Google it, to be fair.
Yeah, you can Google. But yeah, it didn't sound like kind. Yeah, didn't sound kind. Well, 53, you might have a call. Let's see if there's anything. Okay, let's finish this off with your view, because this was something you mentioned, that Finland has changed a lot in 10 years. And as someone who has been living in Finland throughout all my life, I've traveled some now in my 30s, but even before I was never even went to holidays abroad, mainly. So I'm very Finnish. I've seen it change, but maybe it's like gaining weight. If it comes slowly, you don't kind of notice it. How do you think Finland has changed? What have you noticed?
Finland kind of opened the gates for the markets of the Europe, because I see lots of products beforehand. It was kind of like feel like it was banned, but now it's on every shelves. For example, the people know about the other countries. Lots of, I think that many people has been living abroad, even for the student exchange program, through that kind of program. It's I think the people now, because they're traveling more, they're more aware of what's happening around the world. How is the world? How is it like?
And social media, I would say. Social media is a huge thing.
It is a huge thing, yes. And I think people are more aware. Also, in a good and in a bad way, I would say. Like the behaving towards certain people as well. It's kind of changed.
Give me examples.
Well, for example, when it was 2015, it was of the asylum seeker wave to Europe. I left to Britain before that, so I wasn't in Finland when that happened. But when I was traveling back, I see the radical change between being kind or being absolute opposite of that. So I think now they still haven't cured from that before that period.
So you mean that people were kinder to you 10 years ago than they are now?
Yes, before that period, yes. Yeah. Or like how they viewed me before making the judgment beforehand. Obviously the laws, but yeah, I think the biggest change I would say is it feels like somehow they opened the market for the world. So now you can see Korean stuff, Japanese stuff, British stuff, French, German stuff, rather than before was obviously it was a purely a Finnish product. We had only one shop, which was Lidl, which was only one shop, which was German, and half of the people they didn't want to even go to that shop because that's not Finnish. Rather than now, is when you go to a shop, you can see lots of other different products, which it's good thing. I think I would say it's a good thing because it gets a variety.
Variety. Yeah. So Finland has globalized.
It has globalized, yes. Yeah. And I find it a good thing.
Yeah, I do too, because we've been the farthest back country of Europe for quite some time.
And I think now also in Europe or in the world, Finland is now more known rather than before.
Are you going to put your homeboy here to work scraping the gutters, pulling some weeds? Is he just hanging out? Well, we aim to do the work together. I would say.
Mainly, yeah.
Mainly, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you're doing more?
No, I mean like mainly together. Like sometimes I do myself. That's not more or less.
Sometimes you do yourself. Sometimes I do myself.
Yeah, I mean it that way, not
okay,
more
maybe,
or less.
Yeah, maybe I didn't mean that we do it like holding hands and then we do stuff, but we try to delegate. No one like delegate. Like, okay, this is my thing. This is your thing, and we could actually. I want to have you more chatting here with me, and I think we could share some of the community skills and processes that we are trying to develop, because I'm not good at community communication. I'm good at communicating to persons. But if you try to organize a group, that is a learning experience for me. Yeah. Okay, 51, 59. I think we're gonna stop here because you got a call and I'm gonna prepare for my podcast recording. It's in a few hours, so this will be in a recording form delivered to you. You can watch it from the beginning, and I'm also gonna make this into an article again if you prefer reading. Thank you. This was the moving from London to Paltamo first discussion. We can continue. Okay.
All right.
Thanks for being very, hope we hear from you. Yes, you will hear about the homeboy again. Good. Bye.